look forward to sitting down with him sooner than later. But I know about as much as you do right now, but
really?
I'm going to get to the bottom.
No.
Here we go again. The New Orleans Pelicans are in the news once again because of none other than Zion Williamson. And this time it's getting a little sketchy because apparently CJ McCollum, who has been on the New Orleans Pelicans for damn near 10 days, has yet to hear from Zion Williamson, which is without a doubt the franchise cornerstone of the New Orleans Pelicans since being traded there. So we need to dive into this because now we're hearing that general managers are waiting for Zion to demand a trade, and there's a bunch of BS here that I just wanted to address. Before we get to the content, we're giving away $500 to one of my Instagram followers. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications in order to stay up to date with NBA news. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Let's start this video out by giving a man the props that he deserves before we dive into this weird drama, which is CJ McCollum. This man has been absolutely balling out since he got traded to the New Orleans Pelicans, going for 38 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists, then 30.6 rebounds and 7 assists, then 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, and then finally 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's a wonderful way to get yourself integrated into a brand new team. Now, the New Orleans Pelicans are still on a 2-game losing streak, but it's still very promising for CJ McCollum. But the one question that we are all wondering here is, okay, the Pelicans clearly showed that they are dedicated to building the best team possible around Zion Williamson. But Zion Williamson's body language isn't necessarily looking like he's excited to be there. As a matter of fact, if CJ McCollum is saying that since being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans, he has yet to talk to Zion Williamson, that might be a cause for concern, right? Well, let's get it from CJ's mouth first so we can ensure that his words aren't being twisted around.
Zion, have you had a chance to talk to Zion about anything? Have you? I heard he was working out or somewhere else in another city. You know, that's obviously the missing piece of what you guys are going to do.
He's a big part of our future. Obviously, we're looking forward to getting him back. I haven't had conversations with him directly. I've spoken to some people close to him and look forward to sitting down with him sooner than later. But I don't really. I know about as much as you do right now. But
really?
I'm going to get to the bottom.
No.
Listen,
Well, Zion, this is a dude who could get 25 a night. Easily. You better call him. You shouldn't have to call him.
Listen, a guy who's gotten 30 in 3 of the 5 games he's played.
Exactly.
For New Orleans.
Okay, man, let me give it to you guys straight. First things first, Zion Williamson has had a very difficult year, and I don't think anyone is paying attention to this. I don't think anyone brings up how absolutely demoralizing Zion's injury must be. I mean, could you just imagine what this man is going through? He started out the year with a broken foot. A week before Media Day, we didn't even have a clue that Zion would not play this year. We were all under the impression that Zion was going to start the year out like any other year. Then David Griffin drops a bombshell on us saying that his foot is broken. Then we thought to ourselves, okay, this shouldn't take any longer than a month or two. Then there was setback after setback after setback. And now, after a specific point, when he was slowly making his way back to the court, we got the unfortunate news that Zion Williamson may potentially need to have surgery on his foot. Which brings us to where we currently are. So I understand in our heads, and this is my head as well, we all think, okay, New Orleans Pelicans. Well, the captain of the New Orleans Pelicans is Zion Williamson. So whenever they get a brand new player, you would think Zion Williamson is calling that brand new player saying,
yo, G Willikers, welcome to the New Orleans Pelicans.
But in my opinion, I don't think that's what goes down. And I'm not a basketball player. I'm not in the NBA. I'm not close to someone that's in the NBA. I'm close to someone that knows someone that's in the NBA, but I don't have any buddies in the NBA myself. But my assumption would be that since Zion isn't with the New Orleans Pelicans now, and he's more focused on his rehabilitation, maybe it didn't occur to him. It's not like CJ texted Zion and Zion left him on red. I just think his head is in a different place right now because he's currently focused on rehabilitation. Now, what's interesting is this entire situation escalated as, according to Howard Beck, team executives are bracing for the next quote-unquote disenchanted star to ask out. Speculation is focused on Zion Williamson in New Orleans, Damian Lillard in Portland, and Donovan Mitchell in Utah. Here's the thing, man. The one thing I can't stand about reports like this, I feel like all these people in NBA media are like,
Well, Ben Simmons got traded and James Harden got traded. Okay, what now?
because I could go through each and every one of those players and tell you why a trade won't happen for any of them within the next year or two, barring something insane. Donovan Mitchell just signed the contract after his rookie contract. He got his contract extension, which is what star lottery picks get, and he recently signed a 5-year, $163 million contract for the average salary of $32.6 million. Bear in mind, he's in year 1 of that contract. He's not even close to thinking of leaving, and even if he wanted to leave, I don't think the Utah Jazz would give him up unless if the Jazz got something remarkable in return. To be honest, there's a greater likelihood that they move on from Rudy Gobert than Donovan Mitchell, and I'm assuming the reason why this rumor is there is because apparently Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert haven't necessarily been seeing eye to eye recently. Then you have Damian Lillard, who is in a very similar situation where the man recently signed a huge Supermax contract, is getting paid $44 million a year until his age 34 season. He keeps on bringing up how he's never going to run away from the grind. I mean, this guy's practically a meme for his loyalty at this point. I don't see him leaving. I see him staying for at least one more year, unless if the Portland Trailblazers get an offer that they can't refuse. And then you have Zion Williamson, who I think the rumors surrounding this man is probably the most bizarre, because this guy has only played one full season in the NBA. He is currently eligible for a contract extension. His contract expires after the 2023 to 2024 season, where he could hit restricted free agency, unless if he wants to accept his qualifying offer, which has never been done before, sign for something like $4 million for one more year, and then hit actual unrestricted free agency, which would be unprecedented. Here's the thing, a lot of people bring up,
Hey, the CBA might expire soon. It might expire before Zion Williamson's contract expires. So what if something happens with the collective bargaining agreement that allows Zion Williamson to hit free agency and then, I don't know, team up with RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish on the New York Knicks?
let me tell you why that's not going to happen. In 1996, Shaquille O'Neal finagled his way out of playing with the Orlando Magic and signed with the large market Los Angeles Lakers, which from a business perspective is wonderful for the NBA, but from a competitive balance perspective stinks for the rest of the NBA. And as a result of that, during the next CBA, they made sure there were proper contingencies in place to keep players playing for small market teams should those small market teams draft said players. I don't see the CBA doing something to revert back to the way things were, especially with the most recent CBA offering the option to give supermax contracts to players that either hit an all-NBA team, won a major award like the MVP, etc., to further incentivize those players to remain with their current team. Believe it or not, the NBA doesn't like player movement. It's really interesting why they don't, because you could see the media trying to drum up all this drama saying,
Yo, this player's unhappy, he might leave.
the reason why is because if these players were to leave, they would immediately try to leave for a larger market team. If that larger market team is in a good situation, look at Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, although Paul George got traded. Look at LeBron James and Anthony Davis, although Anthony Davis got traded. Of course, there are your unicorns, there are your players like Giannis and Antetokounmpo, or players that would just be happy to go anywhere once they're in their early to mid 30s just to compete for a championship. But I don't see this as a situation where the NBA would change any rule to make sure Zion could leave the Pelicans. So ultimately what I'm trying to get to is Zion is probably going to be on the New Orleans Pelicans for the next 5 years at the very minimum, and there is nothing we could do about it. There's nothing he could do about it. So this narrative that he's trying to sneak away from the New Orleans Pelicans, or he's a horrible leader and he's not reaching out to CJ McCollum after the Pelicans traded for him, is a load of steamy BS. I just felt like this was worth bringing up to you guys, man, because I see Pelicans fans actually getting stressed out about this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this take. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.